Today was destined to be anything but ordinary. The town's three major criminal factions were all converging on one location. The most powerful drug lord, Sean, was already lying in wait at Jason's house, ready to wipe them all out in one fell swoop. Meanwhile, the town's biggest drug supplier, Blazer, was also heading to Jack's house, planning to avenge a friend who'd recently been robbed. But neither group had ever met Jack. They only knew the address. And as the saying goes, two tigers can't share one mountain. So the moment the enemies came face to face, they opened fire. A brutal shootout broke out, and by the end of it, both the top drug lord and the biggest supplier were nearly wiped out. Luckily, Sean had been counting his money during the gunfight and avoided getting caught in the crossfire. He quickly packed up the cash, grabbed two shotguns, and headed for the back door to make his escape, only to bump right into Jack, a low-level thug sent to collect a debt. Jack didn't know who Jason or the others were. He only recognized the front door of Jason's house. But Jack was a man of few words and decisive action. He grabbed the package and left. Just then, he was spotted by the two small-time thieves who had been hunting for a pair of stolen guns. What Jack was carrying looked exactly like what they were after, so they jumped into their car and started tailing him. When Jason and his buddies returned home, they were met with a massacre. Bodies everywhere, their cash and merchandise gone without a trace. Realizing what had happened, they immediately fled the scene. Back at the loan shark's office, Jack, ever efficient, dropped off the goods, took his payment, and walked out. At that moment, the two thieves showed up. When they saw Jack leave empty-handed, they figured the shotguns had to be inside. Armed and desperate, they stormed in. But the old loan shark was no amateur. He quickly turned the gun around and blew one of them away. The other, watching his partner get shot, grabbed a gun off the floor and fired back in a frenzy. Meanwhile, Jason and his crew showed up at the loan shark's place too. They had hoped to smooth things over with the old man, but once again were met with a pile of fresh corpses. And there, on top of a getaway car, sat the very bag of money and the two busted shotguns stolen from their home. What the hell was going on? Did every gangster in town suddenly grow a conscience and decide to off themselves? Just as they were beginning to celebrate their luck, they were rear-ended by another car, driven by Jack. He used the crash to knock Sean, who had been holding his son hostage, off balance. Before Sean could react, Jack threw open the door and unleashed a flurry of punches, beating him senseless. With his anger spent, Jack walked over to check on the passengers in the other car. When he opened the door, he found Jason and the others unconscious. Then he spotted a money bag that looked very familiar. Wasn't this the one he'd just delivered to his boss? So these guys were the ones who stole from his big brother? Well, in that case, they deserved to be rear-ended. Jack decided to return the money, but when he got back, he found his boss dead. At the same time, Jason's guy George was about to leave with an antique shotgun. Jack didn't say a word. He had no idea whether the gun was loaded. Jack asked, "How about we meet up some other time?" George bolted out the back door, and Jack took the money and vanished. In the end, the police finally took notice. The powerful gangs that had long hovered over this town were wiped out, completely destroyed in a single night.